is in trouble. Now gets it away. Are you kidding me?
Oof.
Chris Conley, his second straight game with a receiving touchdown.
And welcome back to that podcast. That's where we start. And I said it yesterday online. I will always be a fan of the Pittsburgh Steelers, but look out, because the Kansas City Chiefs have a scoring machine on offense, and his name is Patrick Mahomes.
You can't not pay attention to Patrick Mahomes. In his first 3 games, he had 62 completions on 93 attempts.
That's looking good. I mean, I looked at the first week, I'm like, okay, these are short passes, but it doesn't matter. They're spreading out the offense, and they are the real deal in the AFC, but they're not the only team that is 3-0. We've got a lot going on today, and there's a lot of things people are talking about, and here's what you need to know as you go around today.
Let's find out. 1.
It's week 3 of the NFL, and there are 3 teams that are 3-0 right now.
Well, we just mentioned Kansas City Chiefs as we are here in Kansas City. We even held off on my daily beer yesterday until after the game because I wasn't sure if we were going to be toasting a cheer or if we were going to be drinking in sorrow. But Kansas City looking really good against San Francisco yesterday afternoon.
Not just looking good. Patrick Mahomes, the rookie quarterback who took over for Alex Smith this year, set a new record now of 13 touchdown passes in the first 3 games.
I said this yesterday to you. Once the record is set, now they're going to be mentioning this every week, because if he said it in the first 2 weeks, by the 3rd week it's going to keep going. By the 4th week, that record's going to continue every week now, unless he falls off 1 week dramatically.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen, though. He broke Peyton Manning's record yesterday of 12 touchdown passes, but Mahomes did it by halftime.
Okay, well, I'm going to say this. Tonight, I'm waiting to see the Steelers. They are a mess, and now I'm hearing today that they're considering trades for Le'Veon Bell. Now, I think that's a good idea. If you're not going to show up for the team, if you're not going to show up to practice, if you're not going to show up to the games, just ship him off. Why don't you?
I think I know why he's been in Miami now. Maybe that's where he wants to be traded to.
Well, they say that there are some other AFC teams on the table. The Colts, the Jets, the Texans, and all those, they can't really hurt you as bad because they're not in the division. But they're also looking at sending him to the Browns. The Browns are a possibility in the division. The Browns have a better record than the Patriots and the Steelers right now. The Browns, who started the season with a tie against the Steelers.
The only ties that make me happy are zip and or fan.
It's true. I'll be watching the game tonight. I'll have to see what happens. But elsewhere, you think about people turning their back on the team?
I've seen it all now in political ads. I just saw the most brutal one I've ever seen.
Paul Gosar, the congressman, isn't doing anything to help rural America.
Paul's absolutely not working for his district.
If they care about health care, if they care about jobs, they would hold him to account.
Okay.
If he actually cared about people in rural Arizona,
these people all
I
look
bet
alike.
he'd be fighting for Social Security.
And he's not listening to you, and he doesn't have your interests at heart. My name is Tim Gosar.
David Gosar.
Grace Gosar.
Joan Gosar.
Gaston Gosar.
Jennifer Gosar,
Paul Gosar is my brother.
my brother.
And I endorse Dr. Brill.
Dr. Brill wholeheartedly endorsed Dr. David Brill for Congress.
I'm Dr. David Brill, and I approve this message.
I'll bet you do. I bet you do. That is the most brutal political ad, and that's actually available right now online at thatpodcastilike.com. If you want to see this, like I said, they all look the same, and it seems like your typical political ad. We all see these as it's building up to November and the local election. I have never seen so many siblings on a television commercial line up against their brother or sister to say that they're voting for the other candidate.
So Arizona Republican Paul Gosar is one of 10 children. And at the end of the day, 8 of his siblings supported the ads, 6 agreed to appear in the ads, and one of them traveled practically cross country to film the advertisement.
Okay, so this made me start thinking, what would your brother say about a commercial about Stacy?
Oh, as long as he's getting paid, he'd say anything that they want. Anything.
I was trying to think like what my sisters would pull out about me. They'd be like, oh yeah, Sean, when he was 5 years old, ran in my bedroom and bit me in the stomach and I had a bruise for 3 weeks. Like that's the kind of stuff that would be coming out about me. Man, that stinks. And finally...
The Penderley Fire Department in North Carolina shared a video on Facebook of firefighters using a hose to wipe dead fish off the highways.
We think about everyone in the Carolinas as they're recovering after the efforts. Of course, we see that they continue to have a lot of flood damage, and you don't think about the surge coming in, and then on the highways, the dead fish that, yes, the fire department had to hose off, if you will.
What's the problem? It smells like fish in here.
I bet it does. All right, and on that note, wait. Speaking of smelling like fish in here, if you're going to be watching Jeopardy later today, did you hear this?
Sorry to have to tell you folks, but voting is now closed, and we've determined that the winner is my wife, Jean.
What?
She voted for me to be clean shaven, and so that's it.
Now, I'm pretty sure he's talking about his beard. But if he's not, we know a lot more about the Drek household than we probably should. All right, tomorrow we're going to tell you why Ohio is in trouble. I've spent some time in my life employed at the adult clubs, if you will. I have never seen anything like this. All right, we'll get into that and a whole lot more. Be sure to subscribe to that podcast I like, and check out the other podcast, My Daily Beer, now featuring myself and Stacey. So subscribe there as well, and we'll do this all again tomorrow. You know we love you.
What's the problem? It smells like fish in here.